What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Wars. Thanks for joining me today, my friends. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We had a lot of trading today, a lot of action, some long-term plays, some action in the small account. So today I really wanted to take a step back and just talk to you about my strategy with growing small accounts with futures, how I do it, and the current plays that I'm in and what I'm looking for moving forward. All right. So if you're ready, my friends, let's step into the war zone. First and foremost, who do we have in the building? Let's do some shout outs. Brady, Brendan, Nazda, Dr. D, Breaks, Trading Wars Army, Jay Villa, Calmine, Becky, Edwin, Grumpy, Trading Wars Army, Ryan. What's going on? Good to see you guys. Welcome, guys. Welcome. STK, Trading Wars Army. Good to see you. Okay. So what I have on the screen right here, so 11292 and 1203425, these are the two levels that I bought NQ at. Okay, so this was the first time we did the small account challenge. We purchased here, and then the second time, which was today, we purchased right over here. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to talk about the concept. Okay, so why I'm looking for these when I look for a small account challenge. So let's talk about this when. Okay. So when do we look for small account setups? So this right here is from a swing trade perspective. For me, weekly chart fits. All right. I want to make sure if I'm going to do a small account challenge, because I have to risk a lot of the account, I need to make sure that I have a setup that is quality. And for me, the best setups come from the weekly chart for longer term play. So I always start with the weekly. So the current setup that we have right here, and I talked about this yesterday, was this 618 long play right here. Okay. So I'm here on MNQ, and you can see we tagged the 618 today. I'll go down to an hourly chart so you can see that. So here, that green line, there's our 618. We broke it slightly, and then we pop right back up. So whenever I'm doing a small account challenge, the other thing to make note of is I like to watch multiple indices, okay? So I like to watch NQ and ES. Okay, so this is pretty much the whole market. NQ is the tech companies, the Nasdaq, and ES is the S&P 500. So those two I'm looking for, and these are obviously the futures contracts, futures. So I use Interactive Brokers for all of my futures trades, and the link is in the description if you guys want to check that out. But anyways, we'll get to that. So let's also pull up ES so we can look at that as well. So I'm going to go to the weekly right here. So I already have the fib drawn, and you could see today we came within 1.5 points of hitting the 618 as well. So here was our 618. We came very, very close to hitting that as well today. So today I decided to go long at 12043425. I also posted this on the Twitter. So make sure you guys are following along on the Twitter. I posted this one for free today. Obviously in the Discord, I let people know when I'm getting in like right away, but you could see here, this was 7 hours ago. I added long NQ for a swing trade at 1203 425. And from there, guys, I'll show you I'll go over to the 5-minute chart. So this white line was our entry today, and we popped, guys, a massive pop. So almost 300 points. All right. So let me talk to you a little bit about how I entered the trade now. So first of all, the reason I wanted to take this trade was we had the 618 on multiple charts. We had the 618 here on the S&P 500, and we had the 618 on NQ. So the other main reason is this, and what I'll show you is a little trick that I like to use looking at the daily chart. So if we look at the daily chart, we could see that we've had selling for basically 2 weeks in a row, right? So anytime we have consecutive red bars like this, at some point, we're going to get exhausted. At some point, the bears are going to be taking profit. So for example, one of the reasons I knew that I wanted to get long is because we shorted back over here on the 26th of August, and we hit all of our targets already, right? So because of that, if I'm shorting and I'm covering my targets now, me covering my shorts is essentially getting long, right? Because you have to buy back your position when you're shorting. So there's a lot of factors going on. The daily chart is on this big downtrend. It's overextended. Okay. The weekly chart is showing me some big support at the 618 fib. So I had all of that stuff combined together to go ahead and take this trade on MNQ. Okay. And what I used for timing this, so in terms of timing, what I like to do is I like to go down to a 5-minute chart. So I'll show you the entry here. So I got in around 1250, right around here. So I'll show you what I was looking for. So we had a little bit of sideways action going on. But what I like to do here is something called a fractal trade. So what is a fractal trade? A fractal trade is when I'm taking something on the weekly chart and applying it to a lower time frame. So what I'm doing is I'm stacking multiple confluence. So for example, here we had that 618 on the weekly chart. So what I did here is I took the Fibonacci from the low to the high, and I got in basically on the 618 on the 5-minute chart. So what I'm trying to do is apply a technique in a fractal manner. So I'm stacking. I know the 618 on the weekly is strong, so I'm going to use the 618 also on the 5-minute. So I'm increasing my odds. And a lot of people in the Discord today were like, "Oh, Rich, like, how did you know it was going to turn? How did you know?" Like, I didn't know. But what I'm doing is I'm putting myself in a good situation. So I'm building a story. So we have the daily chart overextended from selling. I know that I was on a swing trade short and I'm covering my position. So a lot of people probably are covering their position as well. The weekly chart has a 618. I'm going to go into the 5-minute and I'm going to take that 618 as well to stack my confluence. I'm never going to chase something. Okay. I need an entry reason. So I used SPY and I used ES to actually time my NQ entry. And the reason is I've been finding lately that the S&P 500 has been the leading index. It's been leading. So when the S&P starts to move green, then the NQ follows. Okay. So that's why I waited for that confirmation on the S&P. So now we have 2 long trades on the small account. We have the first one we did earlier in July at 11,292 and now at 12,034.25. So I have 2 contracts. On the first contract, I'm up to $2,500 unrealized profits. So this right here is how you stack unrealized gains. So what I'm doing is I'm using the unrealized gains that I had on the first trade. So this is plus 2,500. I'm using that unrealized gains to buy another contract over here. Okay. And now my max stop loss is right somewhere in the middle. Okay. That'll be my break even right here in the middle. All right. So there's 2 ways that you can manage this trade right now. So the first thing, so let me go over to Discord and let me just show you guys the commentary so you'll see. So this was at 12:53. Team, I'm looking to add a long-term play here on NQ SPY with the 618 weekly. You can do option futures or shares. For example, so some people took options, and I already know some people in the Discord took options. It's already up like 10 or 15% for the end of September calls. So for example, you can do 1 to 2 months out. I will be using micro futures contract. So I use micro futures contract, and this is how the chart looked at the time on the 618. All right. So if I go right now, the market is live. Okay. So here's the market. We're live right now. Okay. So we have this white line, which is our last entry. And then if I zoom out, our red line is our max stop loss now. And then the white line down here was our first entry. So I'm just using the unrealized gains to add more contracts. And I want to keep doing this approach and until I get stopped out. Okay. I just want to keep going over and over and over again. I want to keep buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip with these contracts, build a position until I get stopped out. And the benefit of doing this is with futures contracts, there's no time decay. I can hold this forever. Okay. There's no time decay. There's none of that. So if I buy it, like I bought it at 1203.425, as long as it's above this white line, it's going to be profitable. But what I recommend for new traders right now is if you followed me and you took this, guys, whether it was on Twitter or Discord, get the stop. If you want to be safe, get the stop loss to break even right now, because we have a 250-point cushion. So if you want to get it to break even, so you'll be protected. All right. So hit me with a 1. Does that all make sense? And this is the strategy that I use to turn $5,000 into $80,000 with ES. And I did this a few years ago. But like I said, you have to have the weekly chart first. So for example, I didn't do this strategy for all of the COVID run up because we were always near highs. So I'm not going to take a risk like that near highs because the risk to reward is not there. But when we start downtrending like this, then for me, that's a good opportunity. Okay. Yeah. So with futures, you can buy continuous contracts, which automatically roll over. Or if you're going to do the quarterly contract, then you can set in your broker for them to automatically roll it for you. So on the last trading day of the month, it'll roll for you. Okay. So the broker will do it automatically for you. So there's no expiration. You'll automatically roll into the new contract. All right. And there's been some times when I first started trading futures where I got like stuck with a contract, for example, but the market is so liquid that you can get out overnight. So for example, you can always get in and you can get out overnight if you need to. So right now I could go right here and I could say, you know what? I want to get out of my contracts. I can sell them right now. All right. Yeah. Margin is required for futures. Okay. Margin is definitely required. So I have the full description on futures trading in the description box for interactive brokers and how I use that. So that's part one on how I grow small accounts. Is basically this strategy is a very powerful strategy. It's an all-in strategy, guys. Like right now, I obviously in hindsight, it looks like I know I was like a god and I found the bottom, but sometimes it's going to go against you and you just need to have a stop loss. Okay. You have to. But right now I have so much of a cushion that I'm good to go. And I'll keep giving you guys updates throughout the week on this. We'll see how things go next week as well. Okay. So hit me with the one. So that's the swing trading strategy for building small accounts with futures. So hit me with the one if that makes sense. All right. So the second strategy to growing small accounts. So I'm going to remove this. The second strategy is day trading. Okay, day trading futures. So you can day trade as well. So let's talk about the pros and cons. So the main pro of swing trading is, let's say this market runs up 100 points overnight, I'll make that money. But if you day trade, you're going to always miss the overnight price action. Okay, you're always going to miss the overnight price action if you day trade futures, because you're going to be in and out by the end of the day. The benefit is you're in and out by the end of the day. So you don't have to hold anything overnight. It's less stress in that sense, as well as you don't have to worry about like random news, COVID news, like different things. You don't have to worry about all that, but you can miss the potential big moves that happen overnight. So with day trading futures, to grow small accounts, a little bit more slower and a little bit more safer. Does that make sense? So right now, where are you guys leaning on? Hit me with a 1 if you rather the all-in swing trading approach, or hit me with a 2 if you rather the day trading slow and steady approach. Which one are you guys more interested in? So for me personally, I like to do both. Okay, but obviously you need capital to do both. But I would recommend, if you can do both, it would be great. But here's another option for you. You could just buy SPY shares. For example, you can buy SPY shares. If you want to go really, really long term, you can just buy SPY shares. So let's say you're doing like 10, 20 years down the line, you can just buy SPY shares. You can buy the leveraged SPY as well. You can buy an ETF that's based on the SPY. There's a lot of different ways that you can get in. So let's say you just want to use cash and you just want to buy shares, you can do that as well. Okay. Another thing you could do, and so the NQ primarily consists of tech like Microsoft. You could just go ahead and buy Microsoft, for example, right? And then you can hold this for however long you want. So the same setup on Microsoft here. If I go to the weekly, let's draw it up. Very similar, right? If I go down from this low to high, okay, this one a little bit more deeper, but relatively the same. So for those of you that don't want to deal with margin, that's an option as well. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now to illustrate the concept of the day trading, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk about the day trades that we took today. And then I'm going to talk about the potential gains that you could have had as well playing those trades. And then you can compare and contrast. Okay. So here we go. All right. So let's start off today. So the first thing that I like to do going into every day is draw the previous day's high and low. So here's our low, here's our high. And then we're going to hit the replay. Here's our replay right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead to the 3-minute chart. All right. So the first trade that I took today, I'm going to play the first candle. You could see that we had a gap down, right? So we had a gap down. We are gapping below the low. So who do you guys think is going to be happy or sad at this point? So let's just talk about the psychology of the gap down. So if we gap down like this, who's in danger, the bulls or the bears? What do you guys think? Who's in danger? The bulls or the bears? So we can see, right? We had some rally. We had this rally into the close, and then we had a lot of selling, and then we gapped down. So because of this gap down, any bull that went long on the 31st, yesterday, will be trapped, right? Anyone that bought at the close hoping that the market was going to go up will be trapped. So these gaps bring in a lot of volatility. So that's what we look for, volatility, okay? So the first trade, I'm going to go ahead to my live commentary. The first trade that I took today, guys, was an opening range breakout. Okay, so the opening range breakout, what that basically is you let the first 3-minute, 5 or 15-minute candle close. So either one is fine. I like to use the 3-minute because the candles are a little bit smaller, but 3, 5, or 15, I've tested them. They work well. You just have to use them in the right situation. So the first 3-minute candle came in here, guys. So all I did right here is I waited to see, is the high going to break or is the low going to break? So if the low breaks, I'm going short. If the high breaks, I'm going long. All right. So let's go ahead. Boom. So we broke the low right there. And my first, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the Fibonacci right here to show my, my profit taking strategy. So in the opening range breakout, the concept behind it, like what I'm trying to do is get in and out quickly, in and out quickly. If the market wants to give me a big home run play, great. I'm in there for the ride. But if I can just get a few points, I'll take those few points. Remember, we're day trading. We don't really care about, getting huge moves. We just want to get enough of the move to make good money every day. Like that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make consistent money every day, whether it's long or short. We don't care either because we're a day trader. Our power is that we can go long and we can go short. We can do both. Okay. So right there, I shorted right below this low. And then I took my take profit on the 272 extension and I got the stop loss to break even right after that. Because again, with the orb, I'm just trying to hit in and out. Okay. So let me go ahead and I'll show you right here. So short at 933, target 1, sent some energy for the bears, target 1 hit, next target 391.90. So we never got there. And I said moving stop loss to break even to protect. I'm out, guys, here for a quick scalp, and we got about 2 points. So let's go over to futures and let me show you how you trade that on the futures side. Okay. So you can trade options, shares, futures, whatever you guys want. I don't want to force you to trade something you're not comfortable with, but I love to use futures because it's like options on steroids. Okay. So here is the first candle right there. So I'll go ahead and draw the fib again. Okay. So the 272 target right there was roughly 2 points, 2.5 points. So roughly 2 points. So 2 points is $100 per contract. All right. So how many of you would be happy making $100 within 2 minutes? Hit me with a 1. Would you be happy doing that? Okay. So that is a quick strategy. And you could see I don't play around with it. Move the stop loss to break even right away. But by moving the stop loss to break even, I still have a chance. If it wants to roll over, like if it wants to go down the drain and it wants to keep going, I'm there. I'm still at the party. I'm not fully, I didn't leave the party yet. I'm still there. Okay. So that's why I put the stop loss to break even, because now I'm not risking anything. You guys understand what I'm saying? So once you put the stop loss to break even if when it comes back, you could see the next candle came back and took us out right there. So even though it came back right there, boom, we're protected. We're protected, right? Because we got our 2 points, we got the stop loss to break even. So even though it came back up after, we're protected. So when you're day trading, you're like a ninja. You're like an assassin, in and out, bam, bam, get your money, take your money, move the stop loss and keep going. Move the stop loss, keep going. Like you have to be like a robot. You have to strip the emotions. You cannot have emotions when you're day trading. If you have emotions when you're day trading, you're going to lose money. You have to say, all right, market, move. If you're going to drop, you drop it now. If not, I'm out. Okay. Does that make sense? Hit me with a 10 if that makes sense. So that's what a lot of times in the Discord, you'll see me saying like, I'm not playing with my food today. I'm like, that's what I mean. Okay. My food is making some money. I'm not going to play with it. All right. So right after this, we had 3 Fibonacci trades. And for the small accounts, I actually want you to focus a lot on the Fibonacci trades. I want you to focus a lot on the Fibonacci trades. Okay. Because what the Fibonacci trade allows you, it's a system that already has a stop loss and a target. Everything's already built in. So it's a very simple system. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead now. We're going to talk about the Fibonacci. So the Fibonacci live setups, this is where we draw the Fibonacci live every single day. And today I want to give you guys a quick lesson about stop hunting. So sometimes you're going to get into a trade, you're going to have a stop loss, and it's going to feel like the market makers are looking at you. It's going to feel like they know your account. It's going to feel like that. And I'll show you an example here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go back and replay this so I can walk you through the first trade of the Fibonacci trade of the day, which was a loser. I'll explain that to you guys. All right. So here we go. I'm going to swap over to the 5. Boom. So there was our gap down. Our second candle came in right there. So right here, what we're looking for, guys, is a continuation of this first bar. So you see how this first bar was red? What the Fibonacci is trying to do is saying, we're going to pull back and then continue lower. That's the goal of the Fibonacci, okay? Push down, pull back, and then continue lower, okay? So that's what we're looking for right there. So the first Fibonacci, so what I do, draw it from high to low. And what I want you guys to do right now, since you're new traders, is the only thing I want you to focus on right here is the 618. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove everything else here. These are advanced, and I don't want you to worry about this right now because it probably is just going to confuse you. So I'm going to remove everything, and I'm just going to keep that on for you guys, just the 618. That's the only thing I want you guys to focus on right now, okay? All right. And let me just take off the 382 as well. All right. So the basic strategy here is we're using the 618 as our place to enter the trade short, and our stop loss is going to be up here for protection. So we're looking for it to do this and then come down. All right. So you can see the next candle came in, boom, stopped out. All right. So how many of you would be a little bit discouraged if that happened to you right away? Hit me with a 5. And trust me, I've been trading for a long time. Even I still get discouraged, right? Because you literally feel like somebody's like watching your order. You know what I mean? Because as soon as it touched the level, you could see it came back down as well. And that's a part of the game when you day trade, right? But because we use a Fibonacci, we always have a good risk to reward. We always have a good risk to reward to protect us. All right. So here I'm going to go. Now what I want to do is I want to go over to the 1 minute so we can see this in detail. So the first trade we lost. This was a loser right there. And then what we did here is we swapped over and then we drew the next leg. So the next leg is the bullish leg. So the next leg is the bullish. So we came down to the 618 right there. We tagged it, right? Looks a little bit scary. And then we popped right back up. So that trade right there was great. This one was a nice little scalp. And then again, what's the play? Well, once we come back up here, we're going to put the stop loss to break even. You see what I'm saying? Now we're protected. Okay, so if it wants to continue forever higher and higher and higher, we're still in the trade. But if it wants to come down, we're protected as well. All right. And then after that, we broke through there. And then we made a new low of the day right there. Okay. So from that point, we had one more Fibonacci trade. If I take it from the high to the low, this time here, you could see we touched the 618 right there. And this one right here, guys, was the big winner. So that's the ways. You see how I'm doing it? Like, you see how I'm trading tactically there? I'm trading tactically. Let me go back here. So this was a short right here. So maybe one of them, okay, one of them is going to be your home run trade. Okay, one of them is going to be your home run trade. But what you're doing is tactically protecting yourself on the other ones because you don't know which one's going to be the home run. You don't know, right? So the first one we lost, the second one we got a nice scalp with a stop loss to break even, and the third one is the big one that pays you the money. Okay, that pays you the big money. So now we traded the morning. This is about 10 o'clock. We had 4 trades, 4 opportunities, and we're walking away with a profit. We take the cash out of the market, and then we come back tomorrow. And we play the same strategies again and again and again and again. All right. Hit me with an 11 if that makes sense. All right. And why I like doing the fibs is because you're getting in on the pullback. The pullback is going to protect you, especially for options traders, because you don't want to buy the puts down here. You want to buy the puts over here. This is the sweet spot to buy the puts right over there because it's going to be cheaper. Because you're getting the pullback. It's going to be cheaper. The puts are going to be cheaper. If you buy the puts down here, you're going to be paying a premium because you're buying it at the lows. So the Fibonacci is a pullback trading system. Okay. So the pullback trading system is always looking for a deal. All right. So there we go. So that is the day trading lesson right there. And just to show you guys here, we draw this up in real time every single day. So this one here was the first. This was the first loser right here. And then we drew the opposing, then 61878, boom. That was the winner there. And then the last one we had was this afternoon leg right here, which was a big short going into the close. And that's how we like to do it. And the biggest mistake I see traders making is over trading when they day trade. They want to trade every single minute of the day, and because they think that more is better. In trading, less is more. Less is more in trading because every time you trade, you risk your money. Every time you trade, you risk your money. So the more times you risk your money, the more opportunities you have to lose, the more opportunities you have to win. But remember this, the morning session will always have the biggest movements, okay? And the end of the day. But the end of the day is usually less predictable than the morning. So we trade the open. That's why we call it the open. And we also need another factor, which is called longevity. If you trade 8 or 9 hours a day, every single day, after 1 month, you will be dead. Physically, you'll be dead. Mentally, you'll be dead. Spiritually, you'll be dead. Okay, I've done it. And I used to trade overnight. Hong Kong, China time, Japan, whatever. Europe. I used to trade futures all night. And I just hit a wall. Like, yes, you can make money, but you'll hit a wall. And then you'll start trading poorly. And then that puts you into even worse situations. So for longevity, what you want to do is you want to trade 1 or 2 hours in the morning. Okay, and look for the afternoon play and call it a day. 2 or 3 trades a day. Keep replenishing your cash. So you want to be in cash by the end of the day so you have a fresh start tomorrow. All right. Okay, guys. Boom. I think I covered everything I wanted to talk about. Hit me with a 7 if that all made sense to you. Let's go over here to ES and let's just talk about some potentials here, okay? So we can talk about the short. I just want to show you guys some potentials for profits, like what you can be making on futures. So here was our high to low right there. There was our 618 play right here. So let's talk about the potential points on this play right here. So this was, 30 points. So let's say roughly 20. Let's say you make 20. So 20 points is $1,000 per contract. So you can make $1,000, guys, in basically an hour. Less than an hour, you can make $1,000. So that's $1,000 move right there. So if you do 10 contracts, that's 10K. If you do 100 contracts, you get the point. It's scalable to infinity, but obviously start off safely, paper trade, build your way up, then start off with 1 contract, build your way up, then 2, then 3, and so on and so forth, or use the risk tool to calculate your risk and always risk. Let's say you start off with $100 or $50, risk that first. And then you just keep increasing your size. Every month that you're profitable, you increase your size a little bit. So you're also rewarding yourself. Okay. The last thing that I want to talk about today, I don't think I have too much time left, but I wanted to talk about Plug. So Plug was one of the automated trading strategies I use. It was a short. I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to get the profit on Plug, and then we will discuss this one quickly and then we'll wrap it up and call it a night. We have Lotto Friday tomorrow. You guys know things are going to be powerful. So here was Plug 1420. So I'll walk you through this trade on Plug and I'll describe this to you. All right. Okay. So I'm going to start off with the daily chart on Plug. So what did we have yesterday? So for those of you that have my indicators, my free indicators, what pattern is this? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to link the free indicators in the chat. All right. So what pattern is this that we have on the daily chart for Plug? So whenever I trade stocks, especially when I want to do automated trading basically means I put my orders in the night before with an entry, target, and stop loss, and then the broker does the trading for me during the day. So I love to do this because it's like a good balance for me. With stocks, I do it fully automated. And it's either I win or lose. The broker does the work. I put in the trade the night before, right? So right here, guys, this is a holy grail pattern, which is an outside and inside bar. On my indicator, it'll highlight it in yellow. So if we just go back and look at holy grails, you can see it's a rare pattern. The last holy grail we had was the 28th of September, 2021, and we had a nice little sell-off. So I'm looking for the same concept on this chart. So I have my holy grail and I'm looking for basically some kind of volatility the next day so I can make money. So let's go ahead here. I'm going to pull up the plan. So remember, I also post some of my free plans for you guys. I posted Plug last night. So in the Discord, we have the full plans, which are entry, stop loss, and target, and options as well. So our short here was 27.92, and I'll go ahead and I'll walk you through that one, how I traded that horizontal line, 27.92. So there was our short. So whenever you trade automated tradings, you have to add a buffer to your entry. So it's called a stop limit order. Okay, it's called a stop limit order. So what a stop limit order is you have to give the broker a few cents of cushion. You have to give them a few cents of cushion so they can execute your trade. Okay, that's what we call a stop limit order. So for me, I always do about 5 cents. So my entry is 27.92, but I'm also willing to go 5 cents plus or minus. So I put that in the broker, and I'm going to be doing some guides for you on that soon. So I got filled short, guys, pretty much right here at the high of the day. And the first target was 27.57. That was the first target. So that's right around here, right there. So this one came pretty quickly. But personally, for me, for the first target today, I didn't take anything off at the first target. Instead, I held for this Fibonacci extension. So I'll show you the Fibonacci extension that I use for profit taking today. So if I draw the Fibonacci from high to low, so this is why you guys will see that I have all of these, because I use them for profit taking methods, right? So that's why I have all these other lines. So right here, so the negative 0.618, that's what I use for my target today. So that one was about 1,400 bucks in how long was this? By 10 o'clock, so half an hour. Okay, so that was plug, and it's fully automated. I like to do 2 to 4 automated trades per day. That's another way to grow small accounts, guys. Just make sure you're using a good broker. And in the description box, I have 2 links for you. One on interactive brokers with futures, and one on interactive brokers with conditional orders to do automated trading. So when you get a chance, take a look. Let me know in the comments section below if you're interested. And I'm trying to open a demo account so I can go ahead and show you guys how to input those orders. All right, guys, look, that's it for me. Thank you for your time. What I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to wrap up. We'll do some Trendspider scans, see if we have anything nice for tomorrow. So we have Google with the blue raindrop. Pretty much right here at support, filling this little gap we have here. So Google is going to be my hot pick going into tomorrow. I'll be watching Google very closely. That's pretty much it. So guys, if you want my scans and my setups with Trendspider, you'll use code TWZ30 at your checkout. You'll get 30% off. All right. Or if you're already a member, you want to get my indicators and scanners, just let them know and they'll hook you up with it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys. Please leave a comment. You'll have a chance to win the giveaways on Sunday. We just broke 24,000 subscribers. When we break 25,000 subscribers, I'll be doing a $500 giveaway. So please make sure you go ahead and leave a comment and subscribe. As always, check me out at tradingwars.com. Right now, I'm doing the Labor Day sale on my Fibonacci book. So it's $88.60. I dropped the price about 10% for Labor Day. You'll get 1 month for free, 30 days. Come trade with us live tomorrow for Lotto Friday. Lotto Fridays are always banger days. So come trade with us live tomorrow. You'll get my premium indicators with alerts. You'll get them for life. You can send alerts to your phone. You can send alerts to your mom, to your dog, whatever you want. All right, guys? Or you can sign up right here on the main page. So I hope that I added some value to you. Let me know, guys. Send me some rockets. Did that help you in any way? So again, just to recap, the swing trade strategy always starts off with the weekly chart where I'm looking for Fibonacci plays on the weekly, and I use the futures contracts to get in so I can hold them overnight. I can also get in overnight, which I think is a great benefit. And then from a day trading perspective, guys, I'm in and I'm out. I use my fibs, and that's it. I like to keep it to 2 to 3 trades, sometimes 4 maximum in the morning. And then I look for an afternoon little play, and that's it, guys. And just reset. And if you can stick to that process 365 days a year, I guarantee you'll be a better trader, and you'll learn something, and you'll get better. The biggest mistake I see new traders do is they just overtrade, and that's it. And it's human nature, because you think more is better. Everybody thinks more is better. This game is the opposite. It's quality over quantity. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming out today. Let's kill Lotto Friday. I'll be posting some pics on Twitter right now. Take care.